All right, welcome everybody to the Action Figure-Atorium. I'm Mark, I'm your host. I will be doing some toy photography today. And today we're going to do one of these for President memes. And I think it's time to unleash Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So stick around if you can. And we will see you and back in the saddle once again, folks, here in beautiful Milwaukee, Oregon, just outside of Portland, where everybody gets along. That's what this is all about. So let's see, we have, of course, not to blow anyone's minds, but we do have the lab coat again. It's kind of hot today in the greater Portland area. When I say hot, I say it's like it's almost 100 degrees today. Yeah, look at that. You can just adjust for days. So we'll see how long this this lab coat lasts today. I'm going to guess right now, probably not very long. But if it makes for a cooler looking show, look, got a clipboard. Be one of these shows where a guy with a clipboard just kind of walks around and, you know, or maybe it's not that. So what are we going to be doing today, and what cameras are we going to use? Well, let's maybe get this one ready. This is the Panasonic GH3. This came out and does 1080. That's the era it's from. The GH4, the next one after it, does 4K. If that gives you kind of an idea of what quality level of camera this is. Oh, look, it's got this, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's got flip around back. Probably going to need to put some kind of a memory card in it. I don't know. Let's see. It looks like, you know, this is a challenge every time to do this. Don't understand how difficult things are. So yeah, we got a little memory disk in there, and I don't know if you guys are hip to this or not, but I do this thing called the subject cam, where I will let people such as yourselves see exactly what the camera sees. And to do that, sometimes you got to learn how to switch a rooski. So here it is. Subject cam. It's showing up as just blank white. Give me a second, folks, and we will adjust that on the workstation. All right, look at that. We're back in action. There was yesterday's or 2 days ago's stand-in model. We're going to be using the stand from her. This is Mel Odom Gracie doll I'm putting away. This is definitely one of my faves. I love this figure. I'll show her off real quick. She's kind of like they took a Barbie, they made her a little more, you know, a little more woman-like, you could say. And a little more style as well. Really cool hair on these. And the dress is okay. It looks like it had more greeblies on it that are gone now, but there's she always just looks correct. So I guess we will we'll throw her in the bin over there. I think we're also going to need, our fly on the wall cam today. And some of you are wondering, I'm off screen by the way, don't freak out. Some of you are wondering, well, what exactly is the fly on the wall cam? So if I go here, all right, if we go to the corner of the cyc, I have a little camera set up there. And currently kind of looks like this. A little washed out. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you do photography against pure white, it goes nuts. It goes absolutely nuts. But if you need a lot of light, that's it. Maybe we can work on this later. But anyways, that is the shot for things hidden on the table. All right, so today we have ourselves a Ozzy Osbourne doll. Talk a little bit about this. Got it at Goodwill, apparently for $3, which I think is, if you ask me, that's a bit high. Don't want to bum anybody out, but you know, I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, there's only so much money in the universe to buy so many things, and if you want us to buy all these things, then you have to put them at a reasonable level. All right, that is hot. So got the Ozzy at a Goodwill, $3. Just now clipping the tag off. Don't know how many years I've had them. And this, I believe, is, I think that this is for the Osbournes. I think that's where this figure comes from. I'm not sure exactly what era, but I think that's why, you know, because they did a lot of figures for shows. So this guy's actually got a cloth body, does not have that G.I. Joe body. There is some type of wire frame inside the body, and then where the elbows are, this is where his arms start, and he's got plastic arms. And if you roll back one of the sleeves, he's got like a little gold bracelet on. It's painted. And this one is pretty far up. He actually has some kind of a watch. And I don't know if I can get this in there or not. I don't know actually what it takes to focus this thing. Maybe I'll insert a photo later of it. It's like a weird watch, and I'm sure there's some kind of crazy occultist numbers or symbols on there somewhere that they would hide in. And, you know, it's really because why not, more than anything. You know, if you can, why not do it? So he's got a little necklace with a little crucifix. The necklace is glued to the shirt, but the little part kind of flips out, and it's sort of kind of a soft rubber. He's wearing this black sort of trench coat. He's got the fascist red and black armband that says Ozzy. I'm not sure what Ozzy is in gematria, but I'm sure some people could tell you, and it probably means something. I absolutely do not care. This guy has terrible hair, terrible red and black, messy. We may have to use a little bit of hair gel I thought I had around here on this guy to make him work, but maybe not. Maybe we just, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous anyways. So this is our guy. He's got some kind of weird slippers for being our guy, but he's going to lead us into battle today because Ozzy is going to be running for president, and we are going to help make that happen. Now, for Ozzy's running mate in this, I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to use this guy. This is Jesse the Mind Ventura, and good thing for us, he arrives in black jacket, right? So him and Ozzy look like a team. They're both kind of in these sort of silky, satin black coats. He's got the purple tie, which is, sort of the mix of red and blue both sides. It has a little bit of a stain on the shirt there. I'm not sure, maybe we can clean that up in the Photoshop. Maybe I can just hide it with the tie. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe people don't even care. Maybe that's what you'd expect to find. But this is our running mate for Mr. Osbourne. The two of these guys are going to go into meme battle together. And maybe one can bring the other along as well. Let's see what else about this Jesse Ventura doll. He has fake pockets on the pants. It's like tuxedo pants. He seems to have socks, black socks under his boots. There's a little belt buckle. This tie is on a stretchy thing. There's a little bit of Velcro on the shirt. I don't see anything inside the coat. There's no hidden pockets or secret message from the man himself. One of the things I wanted to point out before we put them up on the block and start shooting is inside the Ozzy, you can feel what could be a talk box. It's a big hunk of plastic in there, and I don't know how you operate it. I don't know if it's got any juice left. I don't know how you'd, because the guy is totally sealed up like he's a plushie or something. So I don't know how you would change batteries in it, or what it is, or maybe it's just some generic hunk of plastic. Who knows? Maybe it's like GPS tracking, and they want to know who's buying Ozzy dolls. Can't say. So we've got the Panasonic GH3. We also have the Pete Cooley Memorial Canon EOS 30D with the 17 to 85 millimeter Canon lens. This camera takes fantastic looking pictures. They look like really well done film photos. They do not look like phone photos, which some phone photos now look really amazing, especially in terms of colors, really vibrant. A little different angle for a minute here, change things up. So not knocking, the camera phones, but there's something about through a lens, the way something looks and captures the light that you can't get out of a phone. We also have the GoPro Hero 3 that we could throw into the mix if I thought it would help. It's kind of a stunt cam, so we're going to put it back on the table. Don't need it. I've got some extra lenses I could put on the G3. I got a macro lens. Here's my adapters. I'm not sure that I'm going to need those either. I think what we're going to do is we're going to shoot each guy separate. So that way in Photoshop we will combine them, since we would have to clean most of that up anyways. Alright, got this wonderful doll stand. We will begin by putting the Ozzy figure in it. This is a good looking toy, peeps. Okay, you don't understand. This toy looks good. I do not like the little silver ring around the waist. I would like to invent something, or have someone vent it for me. That could give away the secrets. Okay, subject cam. So this is sort of through the lens, as they say. And we could, when you zoom in on this thing, you hurt the image in some way when you do like the digital zoom. Alright, so there's really, in my opinion, there's no reason to shoot the entire body. It seems to me that that's ridiculous, because we're really just kind of gonna make. Oh, look at that, kids! Do you see what's going on here? It's scary time. Yeah, a lot of people get scared when they see that. I know I am. I mean, sort of. And yeah, I guess this is what happens when you do this. Alright, so let's see. Maybe we should move this. Maybe this guy needs to move closer. Maybe we need to like sort of use as much of the frame as we can get, because we're going to put some light on him in a bit when we figure out what light means. And this hair is not going in the place where we wanted it to originally. Alright, so before anyone freaks out, I know you guys are always with the I'm freaking out, you know, that's cool. I don't mind when you freak out. By the way, for those of you who stopped in and are watching the are watching the show, I can or do or will check the chat. I'm currently streaming on Twitch, but I do archive these to the YouTubes. I would love it if everybody could follow along to both platforms at the moment, but you know, I understand if you don't want to. You don't have to. I mean, there's no penalty that I know of. I mean, maybe there is a penalty. So right now, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this guy look terrible? I can't push in any further with that lens. And I know I'm boring you with the subject cam shot. Maybe next show we'll put the auto switcher on and musical jukebox. I'm back in the corner, by the way, saying hi for no other reason other than to give you an idea of the space of the place. And also the temperature, you know, it goes up in this place. It's a lot higher than you think. So back here, we are working on this guy, and you know, taking some pics. I haven't set really much as far as the ISO goes, or any of that stuff. I mean, it's cool to do. I mean, it's cool when I do it. But yeah, got ourselves an Osrico. Maybe we can push in a little further. How close can one go? Let's give you some of that. Let's give you some of that sweet subject cam people have been demanding. One person. Let's center him up. I am going to work on the hair in a bit. I know that that's disturbing to people, that the hair sucks. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, sure. It's not good. We realize that. Yeah, I can use a lot less of whatever that is. Yeah, this camera keeps thinking that I want to, change the orientation of the level or something. Like, what do you know that I don't know? All right, give me some focus. As I go this way. Oh, look at that. Blurry. Focus. Still focused. Blurry. All right. This is a lot like how tuning a guitar works. All right, look at. Now it looks like there's a smudge on the head, and there is, and that's because this guy came from a thrift store. So maybe we clean that up in the Photoshops. Right? Maybe there's a little bit of Photoshop cleanup. Oh man, I wish this was a little better shot for the folks. There we go. But you know, let me see if I can find the magic goo for fixing up the hair on this guy. Now, Jesse, of course, he has no hair, and so that'll be a grand day. All right, I have some goo in the other room. While I am there grabbing it, I am going to put this card up for you guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned, people. I know everyone was scared for a minute there, but that was not even 3 minutes, and that's because I think that's how long that track is that plays. So, I've got a little bit of this that I taken from the salon next door, because I'm just going to use a little dab of this. This is just to kind of tame this, and I think what I'm going to do, if you guys are okay with this, I think we're going to do it on the action cam here, the subject cam, and see if we can't get a little more entertainment out of this. So we just kind of want to push all the hair down. You know, it's make it a little sticky. Also, where is this good-looking towel? And if you joined me now and didn't hear earlier, there is a little bit of a smudge on the Ozzy face. And because it's a second-hand purchase for $3 at the local Goodwill, you don't get to pick sort of the quality of the figure when everything you sort of come by is just as it floats through the system. And that's what we're doing with this guy. We're just trying to make the mane a little more tame. Remember, Ozzy likes that kind of, what's his hairstyle like? It's kind of like the hippie from The Young Ones, that BBC comedy that was popular in 1980, 81-ish. It came to America in 82. But Neil was the character's name, and he's got kind of that hippie look. I might have to grab a rubber band. Possibly. And just hold it down. There may have to be a little bit of cutting with the scissors. Let's bring the scissors back out. The scissors were donated to the space back here, courtesy of the On Station Media Lab Salon, which we will do in another show. We'll give you a tour of the full facility. Yeah, this does not look good. Some of this can be cleaned up in the Photoshop, though. But we just try to, you know, I mean, really the idea is to just make it perfect in the photograph. And that way you don't have to do all that weird stuff. Ah, it's a piece of hair that was stuck in the shirt. Kind of a madman. Alright, so wish I had more rubber bands out ahead of time. There is also a little bit of things you can do with tape. I've got clips. What happens if we do a clip, people? Has anyone ever gotten mad for clipping things? Hair clip, can you... Oh, look at this. Here, let's look at that. What do you guys think of that? Now, one always asks, is that in focus? And who knows, man? Oof. Who knows? This could be a show right here, just this. And if you are tuning in right now on Twitch and you saw this show and the Makers show live, welcome. I occasionally do check the chat. I prefer not to, but I will. And if more people engage in the chat, I will be forced to check it all the time and engage with it all the time. So you decide. How about that? But you make the decisions. Okay. What does everyone think of the lighting on this guy? Memory card full. Wow. let's dump this card. But I would love to do a little something with the lights. You know, this guy still has a lot of scraggly hair. If we could just do as much of this as we can. You know, Ozzy Lord of Barbers, Wandering Dog Barbers, Ozzy Osbourne, and the Wandering Dog Barbers. That could be on the campaign ticket. I might do something with him that involves exactly that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can see what's going on here, folks, but it's a slow race to nowhere. No winners. Only contestants giving up. Let's back out a bit. Whoa, when I say back out a bit, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people like to ask, what is your focus? And I was like, well, my focus is mainly freaking people out right now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just the opposite. Maybe making people feel good. All right, is there any more of this mystical hair goo? Let's get some more of this going. This is what you guys paid for. Right? I hope so. A little bit on the coat. Luckily, not only does it not matter, but God, it could help. It could do nothing but help in this case. We'll sponge a little bit of that off. There. I don't know which camera you guys prefer to look at. But they're all possible. All right, there he is. So we got a little bit of glare on the glasses. I like the side light. The side light is good. You know what we haven't done in a while? Man, it's been a while since anybody has visited this camera. Huh? This one's really out of exposure, and my apologies to the people who wanted that shot to not be terrible. And there it is. That's as non-terrible as I can make it for you for right now. Just be glad that you get different shots. So here's our guy, And got a little side light on him. Back here, around this. I got this kind of overbright. Kind of overbright light. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more overhead and down. And definitely warm in here, but not terribly bad. Not terribly bad. All right. Okay. Here we've got the man himself. So let's look. The hair's kind of bad. Kind of little back areas here. You know, I hate to make the whole show clipping doll hair. It does feel weird. I mean, it's a big planet. A lot of stuff you can be doing. Clipping doll hair sort of could be kind of considered, in my opinion, maybe low on the list. Some people may not even know it's on the list. But, you know, when you've got a purpose as to what this is going to be about, I mean, this is going to change, clearly this is going to change lives. All right, so he looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is we're going to take the disc and dump it. Here I am. I'm over at the workstation, folks. Do not freak out. I am with you in spirit, among other things. If you want, I could even point the tabletop back at me. All right, so let's open this. All right, hold on here. All right, so this wonderful disc I've put in, it's only like 32 gig or something, or 32 megabytes. I thought it was 32 gig. So let me go find a different disc to put in that. We are back in the stewed. Thanks, loyal people, for sticking with. We are just doing a little bit of focusing. Today we are, all the way to the end. Today we are taking some pics of our man Ozzy Osbourne, which is a cloth doll with plastic arms, legs, head attached to the cloth doll from the Osbournes TV show. And you are looking through the what I call the subject cam. That is, you get to see what the camera sees. So far we have done a little bit of trimming with the scissors, and we did a little bit of wiping his hair down and gluing it down with a little bit of hairstyling gel, right, just to kind of keep it in place. It's still a little frizzy. Don't care. After a certain point, the law of diminishing returns comes out, and that is never good for anyone. That has been proven to be cause of depression. Trying to fix the last bits that can never be fixed are never good for anyone. So let's take a few snaps of this guy. I like fix the microphone for people who love microphones. So I think the lighting's okay. There's a little bit of glare. You can see that this light. Use a little bit of an assist monitor. You can see this light here. Makes a huge difference. The face, but I feel it's a little hot. And I'll make sure it's kind of even. And sort of back it down even more. Probably turn the exposure down a click in post-production. See how the fly on the wall cam is doing? Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, that's all fly on the wall. Now we still got kids. Look, we still got this guy to go, all right? Don't think that that it's all that. Okay? Sometimes it's this. All right? Sometimes you get this, but mainly you're going to get this. So I would say it's interesting lighting, if nothing else. I might just move it a little bit because there might be like a little slightly different angle that just catches the light a little better. I might turn this light a little bit on the face. Maybe we need a little bit more of the red hair in the background. What do you guys think about the red hair? Should we just maybe get the hair down? See, as you start off, the first ones you think are good, maybe aren't that good. Maybe they're great. No, they're all terrible. Let's be realistic. All right. More goo, like Mutiny on the Bounty. I'm just going to goo it down, folks. A lot of pros have fallen along the wayside because they didn't goo it down. I don't want that to be confused with the Rat song, Lay It Down. Unless I got views, in which case, please confuse it. All right, what do we got now? Terrible Osbourne? Is that what this guy is? Hi, I'm Terrible Osbourne. Maybe he's a little more, like this is a little more jubilant, a little more leaned back, like he's laughing into something. Let's canter him a little bit. Oh, look at that. insanely dumb, but works. Is there what is going on here? Well, I don't know which of these shots are actually going to look good, so we're just going to try to do everything and anything to try to get something. You know, just little tilts at the head. How about just this for a show? What do you guys think? Would this, does that sell? No, it doesn't. It's terrible. He could also be Jason Newsted. What do you guys think about that? That this is really a Newsted doll. All right, I think people are tired of Ozrika. All right, which cam are we on? This cam? This cam is terrible. People hate this cam, but look, you can have Ozzy in the shot all the time if you want. Oh, we're gonna do a little bit of sweeping. All right, here goes. Doll hair. That's what you're hearing. It's hitting the floor in droves. All right, now this goes back here. Nothing wrong with doing a little bit of cleaning as needed, you know. You know, I say as needed because, you know, let's be realistic. All right, I'm sure we could find a much better camera angle for kids across the nation. All right, so now we've got Big Daddy Lumpkins here, and we're going to shoot these guys separate. All right, it's going to be some separate shots. So I don't know if I need to bother with the Pete Cooley Memorial EOS 30D with fantastic looking lens on it. I don't know if we need to fool with that for these guys because this whole thing's really kind of dumb, you know, and hopefully not trying to trick people into thinking that I just do dumb stuff here. But it's really just having a lot of fun with these two guys. Do some presidential stuff with it, you know. And the hope is to come in and get these shows started a little bit earlier so that we can take a little more time and not rush to try to get some stuff in because, you know, I like to get out there and into the universe with all the other kids. Alright, so this guy looks like he could be on the Venture Brothers or something. What do you guys think about this dude? And, you know, do you think we're going to get... You think you get any traffic out of these episodes as far as, you know, fly-by viewers? It's hard to say. Hard to say when you've got... Oh, geez, I know what you're thinking. Thinking, is it really that weird? Yeah, it's kind of that weird. Any kind of focus you can pull on these guys. Alright, so switch back. Subject cam. And how is everyone enjoying themselves right now? Look at this. You're looking at inspiration there, folks. So there's just this light. I've got the lens so close to the Fig that that the slightest movement by me casts a little bit of shadow. Not enough. Look, we just keep going. Just plow through. Let's do one of those look at the cam and make an announcement. This one, he looks like a maniac, like he's waiting for his TV dinner or something. How about this weird shot? Yeah, it's a little out of focus, I know. Here, maybe we can... pull it back in. Of course, I can always just, do that in post-production. Does it help to tip this guy back? Does that give us a weird shot? Well, what do you guys think about? What do you guys think about weird shots? Yeah, is anyone excited by this shot? I don't think anyone's excited by this shot. What if you just go all... I have no more lens. The end of the glass. This is as close as one can get to this figure. Even then, look at that. You've got Panasonic. You guys need to get on the lens game. You guys are making everyone hurt. Look at, that's crazy. So there's some sort of auto exposure on this camera. I see now that is confusing me. I don't know where the hell you set any of that. I don't really know anything about this camera. I actually just use this camera for video. Funny enough, I've never really done stills with it until now. I usually use the Canon dog, but this is what you get. You get what you get. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are just using their phones. Like at least this thing has an interesting processor on it. It's got an interesting lens on it. It's a wide lens, but it's different than a phone lens, and that's kind of what people's minds, that's all they see now. Let's see, let's fix this. We'll just change it up here as far as the shot goes. And I think we're going to pull back a little, dip down, pull back. So let's see here. I can, on occasion, look at things like the chat. All right. I'm going to actually put in the chat right now, good luck on finals. I think that's what people want to hear. I think that's what really people want to hear these days. So let's switch back to something wonderful and delicious here. And that would be this shot. That's right, folks. This guy is back. And he is back in black, along with Ozzy Osbourne. They're going to be running together. President, vice president. It's going to look something like this. It's going to be something like this guy and this guy on a ticket. And that might be tomorrow's episodes. Photoshop. It seems I've been in here 55 minutes now. Can't believe everyone's not entirely bored, but this is Excitement Central right now in Milwaukee. Close this down and give you a shot of the table as we pull the card out. I think I'm pulling the card out. Oh wait, it's on the side. I'm pulling the battery out. Here we go. All right. So, go on a little journey, folks. Go into Journeytopia. This is what happens when you arrive in Journeytopia. Interesting dark light. There we go. A little better. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix some of this for the folks. All right. Now it could get good. Don't want to give away any secrets or non-secrets. Okay, let's take all of the footage so far. That's right, people. We're jumping footage right now. I know you're like, well, is that really a show? Well, that's not really a show. Dumping footage. I mean, it would be great if it could be considered one, but we know it's not. But the thing is that when you dump the footage, you get to then do something with it. And to me, that could easily be the show. All right, so what are they asking me here? I don't know if anyone here has ever used a Panasonic camera, but they don't have the excitement level that that a lot of the other cameras do. Okay, so I am now previewing some of the shots, and you can see how I slowly fixed them as we went along in terms of the hair and the framing. Right, looking a lot better, but still kind of weird. You're not sure which of these are going to work. You know, I mean, there's a lot of that. Creepy that. Look at that one. That one's kind of creepy. Well, that. Yeah, that's, man, the nose is really dirty and smudged on it, but yeah, that's what Ozzy's into. He's into the nose. That's his thing. That's his thing. Just let him have his thing. I don't know if you guys can see all this. I'm actually blocking it. This, he's got a bunch of like oddball carpet hair on his shirt. Looks terrible. You think I would have caught that, but also when you're doing these, you just got to go, because no one really cares at the end of the day. They look at it for a second and they move on, if that's what you're intending these for, which in this case they are. So we've got some Aussies. All right, so here's our Jesse a little out of focus, a little too close. Looked kind of like it was on focus on the screen, and I guess maybe compared to the, what I was at the end of the glass. Yeah, that one definitely doesn't work, but there's a little sharper. There he is. That's pretty good. That one's P1320912. That could be a winning lottery number. All right, that's that not the chest first one, not really working for me. That's no, don't want that or that. At some point, it gets a little YMCA at some point here with this character, but he's our guy, and we're gonna throw our weight behind him and Ozzy. I think we're back to the top again. Yeah, the very first ones. So let's see if there's a particular Ozzy one that looks good. And you know, the background on this looks really pretty good, pretty gray. It's far enough back and it's not quite overlit yet, but it will be. So is that, I think the Ozzy one, I think he's got to be kind of I think he's got to be looking, I think he's got to be like looking at the, he's got to be looking at the camera, do you think? Could it be that one? These are all just terrible. Whew. Man. What is this? 898? Oh, look at that. 897. 897 is just slightly turned. So let's pull 897 into Photoshop. And then, why would I shoot from that? Why would I do anything? Okay, and where? And then, what was the, all right, so let's go back, see if there's a better looking one than 912. Those are a little too close, in my opinion. Man, maybe I should just quickly. Nope, that's it. That's the one. Okay. So, how big does, man, what does something need to be for meme size? Let's do transparent. Let's start this. All right, so you know, I don't know how long I'm going to stream me working on this one today. Seems like the kind of thing that I might come back to tomorrow, or maybe just work on it at night, give you guys an update how these came out. For the most part, we're going to try to get a really nice sort of head of this guy and head of this guy. And see if we can't turn it into some kind of a political flyer of some sort. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to get rid of a little bit of overlap and overlay. And let's see if we can do it here. Does anyone here know how to actually use Photoshop? Is there anyone out there who actually does anything at all with Photoshop? And hey, let's do the same thing to the governor here. Let's just see if we can move some of that scrag and do a little bit more with our man Ozrika. And well, I guess we'll put some presidential thing behind him. Now, I understand, folks, that Ozzy is a citizen of the UK and probably couldn't run for president, which is why we actually have Jesse Ventura as VP, so that when they swear Ozzy in and then they say, oh, well, now that you're president, you're not eligible because of the, citizenship. And they're like, wow, who's his VP? Wow, maybe it's this guy. Okay. And that's sort of how this works. So I think what we need to do is we need to shrink down this guy a little bit. And, it's always a lot of fun shrinking guys down. Alright. I feel sometimes like I have no idea what's going on. Oh, I see what's going on. What we need to do is do this. So basically, his head needs to be kind of the same size as Ozzy's head. That's what I'm feeling. And it might be, check this out, folks. Check this out. All right, let's get rid of, let's do some future cleaning here. Let us let's not clean up the Ozzy. Let's leave him like that for right now. Let's bring him back in one more time. All right. And we will shrink him down a little bit. I mean, everyone says that that's fair. They're like, yeah, that's fair. Can we shrink him? Yeah, sure, that's fair. I don't know, what side he's supposed to be on? I think he should be on this side. And then this guy, since he cuts out so perfectly, I mean nearly perfectly, I mean, as I say that and you see this terrible where is the eraser? Yeah, let's clean up all this junk. So I think if we leave the Ozzy alone, and just chop out the extra bits on who is this guy? Oh yeah, Jesse Ventura, a hero. Even though he's now kind of there. I'd much rather have his shoulder be over his shoulder. Here's what we're going to do though. We're going to fill in a little bit of this. We're to do a little bit of this. We're going to do a little bit of it's not quite a color match, is it? Not really. Well, how about this? There's just so many ways to fix things. Copy and paste. There. Not too bad. Okay, so let's do a little bit of, you know, because let's be honest, I don't really know anything about this camera I used today. So when I do that, that's the auto something image. Let's do auto color. It brightens it up a little bit. Let's see what the Ozzy does. It will, of course, change that background quite a bit. Let's not do that. I like keeping it. Oh, with auto color? Yeah. I like keeping it like that. But we need to to do a little bit of the old something like this to it. I'll take out some of the reds. I'll pump in some blues. Not as awesome as I thought, but I feel that we're getting closer. And so let's see here. What I want to try is I'm going to duplicate this guy so that I can experiment on erasing his shoulder, and that'll be a wild time, people. Just seeing what happens when you get rid of that. All right, let's do it again. Make the brush smaller. That's not bad for cranking out a meme a day. Oops. All right, we are getting a bit closer to our Ozzy for Prez. You know what? I could do with a lot less those weird grids. Who wants that? For those of you who have dropped in on Twitch right now, hi, how's it going? I am in the photography studio, and I did some photos earlier. Here, I'll show you the jams, stewed, and did some photos of these cats. A couple of toys I've got. They are an Ozzy Osbourne and a Jesse Ventura. Ozzy's going to be running for president. Jesse is his running mate. That's currently what I'm selling. We are doing a little bit of Photoshop action. I'm going to do a little contrast to Reno. Oh, let's do some fixing while we're at it. I think we're doing some fixing. lines. Uh-huh. At first, that would look like I just erased a huge chunk of Ozzy Osbourne. I assure you I did not, although I would probably like to at some point in this adventure. All right, what is up here? I think what we're going to have to do is a little bit of this. All right, so this guy is the problem. All right, this is where we're at so far. It's pretty exciting. It's maybe even a little too exciting. I realize some people may be freaked out by the amount of excitement. Also, we're at the 1 hour 16 mark. And everyone's having a good time so far. I know we've had a great time here in the studio. Lab coat came out, had to take it off. Stupid for this kind of heat, but it will return in future episodes. There will be excitement. I think I'm going to wrap it up for this session. Really love to go out and hit a little bit of the sun and heat on the way home to the beloved woman, and it's been a lot of fun. I think maybe I'll pick this up tomorrow. I think for Monday we'll do something different. Maybe we'll shoot with the Canon, even though I can't do a preview like I can on the Panasonic, but it does take better looking photos. This is going to need some more graphics. This is also just the 1920 by 1080 sort of thumbnail, and I think I can square it up for Instagram. No problem. I think if we just did like a, you know, kind of like a box like this. So when I do actually put in additional graphics on this, I think that it's going to have to fit in that square so that this thing can just, you know, make it once and reuse it all over the place. Also, I think I might airbrush out maybe the dirty smudges on the nose at least, and the head. There's a little bit of glare on his head here from the light. It's a tad bit of overlighting. You know, I haven't shot a lot of things on this stage with these lights, so I'm actually just kind of figuring out a lot of these details. There's also some extra bits of hair which I like to remove. I think I can paint those out or erase them out. I think that's going to be the case with these two guys. But this is where we're at so far, and hope to have a finished product to post tomorrow. Look for it on Instagram. Maybe we can Twitter it. Maybe I'll do it to a Facebook. Who knows? So with that, I'm going to sign off and say thanks everyone for watching.